Yom Teruah reading for the 23rd of September 2025 is taken from Genesis chapter 21, also from 1 Samuel chapter 1 through chapter 2 verse 10, and Matthew chapter 24 verses 20 through 36. Genesis 21. And Jehovah visited Sarah, as he had said, and Jehovah did for Sarah, as he had spoken. So Sarah conceived and bore Abraham a son in his old age, at the appointed time of which Elohim had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bore to him, Yitzhak. And Abraham circumcised his son Yitzhak when he was 8 days old, as Elohim had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Yitzhak was born to him. And Sarah said, Elohim has made me laugh, and everyone who hears of it laughs with me. And she said, Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day that Yitzhak was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Mitzrite, whom she had borne to Abraham, mocking. So she said to Abraham, Drive out this female servant and her son, for the son of this female servant shall not inherit with my son, with Yitzhak. And the matter was very evil in the eyes of Abraham because of his son. But Elohim said to Abraham, Let it not be evil in your eyes because of the boy and because of your female servant. Whatever Sarah has said to you, listen to her voice. For in Yitzhak your seed is called. And the son of the female servant I also make a nation, because he is your seed. And Abraham rose early in the morning, and took bread and a skin of water, which he gave to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, also the boy, and sent her away. And she left, and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water in the skin was used up, and she placed the boy under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat down about a bow shot away, for she said, Let me not see the death of the boy. And she sat opposite him, and lifted her voice, and wept. And Elohim heard the voice of the boy. And the messenger of Elohim called to Hagar from the heavens, and said to her, What is the matter with you, Hagar? Do not fear, for Elohim has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Arise, lift up the boy, and hold him with your hand, for I make a great nation of him. And Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the skin with water, and gave the boy a drink. And Elohim was with the boy, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. And his mother took a wife for him from the land of Mitzrayim. And it came to be at that time that Abimelech and Pekol, the commander of his army, spoke to Abraham, saying, Elohim is with you in all that you do. And now, swear to me by Elohim, do not be untrue to me, to my offspring, or to my descendants. Do to me according to the kindness that I have done to you, and to the land in which you have dwelt. And Abraham said, I swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had seized. And Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this deed, neither did you inform me, nor did I hear until today. So Abraham took sheep and cattle, and gave them to Abimelech, and the two of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech asked Abraham, What are these 7 ewe lambs which you have set by themselves. And he said, Take these 7 ewe lambs from my hand, to be my witness that I have dug this well. So he called that place Beersheba, because the 2 of them swore an oath there. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba, and Abimelech rose with Pekah, the commander of his army, and they returned to the land of the Philistines. And he planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba, and there called on the name of Jehovah, the everlasting El. And Abraham sojourned in the land of the Philistines many days. 1 Samuel 1 through 2:10. And there was a certain man of Ramathaim Sophim, of the mountains of Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Suph, an Ephraimite. And he had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Now this man went up from his city year by year to worship and to slaughter to Jehovah of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were priests of Jehovah, were there. And when the day came for Elkanah to make an offering, he gave portions to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and daughters. But although he loved Hannah, he gave only 1 portion to Hannah, because Jehovah had shut up her womb. Moreover, her rival also provoked her greatly, to make her irritable, because Jehovah had shut up her womb. And so he did, year by year. Whenever she went up to the house of Jehovah, she was provoked, so that she wept and did not eat. And her husband Elkanah said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? And why is your heart sad? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? And Hannah rose up after eating and drinking in Shiloh, while Eli the priest was sitting on the seat by the doorpost of the Hekal of Jehovah. And she was bitter in life, and prayed to Jehovah, and wept greatly. And she made a vow and said, O Jehovah of hosts, if you would indeed look on the affliction of your female servant, and remember me, and not forget your female servant, but shall give your female servant a male child, then I shall give him to Jehovah all the days of his life, and let no razor come upon his head. And it came to be, as she kept on praying before Jehovah, that Eli was watching her mouth. And Hannah spoke in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. So Eli thought she was drunk. Then Eli said to her, How long are you going to be drunk? Put your wine away from you. And Hannah answered and said, No, my master, I am a woman pained in spirit, and I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my being before Jehovah. Do not take your female servant for a daughter of Belial, for it is out of my great concern and provocation that I have spoken until now. And Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the Elohim of Yisrael give you your petition which you have asked of him. And she said, Let your female servant find favor in your eyes. And the woman went her way and ate, and her face was no more sad. And they rose up early in the morning, and worshipped before Jehovah, and returned and came to their house at Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and Jehovah remembered her. And it came to be at the turn of days that Hannah conceived and bore a son, and called his name Shemuel, because I have asked Jehovah for him. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer to Jehovah the yearly slaughtering and his vow. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, When the child is weaned, then I shall take him. and he shall appear before Yahovah and remain forever there. And her husband Elkanah said to her, Do what is good in your eyes. Remain until you have weaned him. Only let Yahovah establish his word. And the woman remained and nursed her son until she had weaned him. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her, with 3 bulls and 1 ephah of flour and a skin of wine, and brought him to the house of Yahovah in Shiloh, and the child was young. And they slaughtered a bull, and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my master, as your being lives, my master, I am the woman who stood by you here, praying to Yahovah. I prayed for this youth, and Yahovah has granted me what I ask of him. So I have also loaned him to Yahovah. All the days that he lives, he shall be loaned to Yahovah, and he worshiped there before Yahovah. And Hannah prayed and said, My heart rejoices in Yahovah. My horn has been high in Yahovah. My mouth is opened wide over my enemies, for I have rejoiced in your deliverance. There is no one set apart like Yahovah, for there is no one besides you, and there is no rock like our Elohim. Do not multiply words so proudly. Let no arrogance come from your mouth, for Yahovah is an El of knowledge, and by him deeds are weighed. Bows of the mighty are broken, and those who stumble shall be girded with strength. The satisfied have hired themselves out for bread, and the hungry have ceased. Even the barren has borne 7, and she who has many children pines away. Yahovah puts to death and makes alive. He brings down to the grave and rises up. Yahovah makes poor and makes rich. He brings low and lifts up. He raises the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from the dunghill to sit with princes, and makes them inherit a throne of esteem. For the supports of the earth belong to Yahovah, and he has set the world upon them. He guards the feet of his kind ones, but the wrong are silent in darkness. For the man does not become mighty by power. Those who oppose Yahovah are shattered. From the heavens he thunders against them. Yahovah judges the ends of the earth, and gives strength to his sovereign, and exalts the horn of his anointed. Matthew 24:20 through 36. And pray that your flight does not take place in winter or on the Sabbath. For then there shall be great distress, such as not been seen since the beginning of the world until this time, no, nor shall ever be. And if those days were not shortened, no flesh would be saved, but for the sake of the chosen ones those days shall be shortened. If anyone says to you, Look, here is the Messiah, or there, do not believe. For false messiahs and false prophets shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you. So if they say to you, Look, he is in the desert, do not go out, or Look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines to the west, so also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For wherever the dead body is, there the eagles shall be gathered together. And immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then the son of the sign of Adam shall appear in the heaven, and then all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, and they shall see the Son of Adam coming on the clouds of the heaven with power and much esteem. And he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the 4 winds, and from one end of the heavens to the other. and learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. Truly I say to you, this generation shall by no means pass away until all this takes place. The heaven and the earth shall pass away, but my words shall by no means pass away. But concerning that day and the hour, no one knows, not even the messengers of the heavens, but my Father only.